Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome you back to the MattVidPro AI YouTube channel. The AI space has been crazy lately, as I'm sure a lot of you know. A lot of really good things have been going on, a lot of really interesting stuff has also occurred. I'm not here to waste your time, let's get into it. A bunch of you guys have been asking for my comments on this situation. Basically, when the stock markets opened on Monday, the entire United States tech sector was kind of met with a little bit of a crash. I mean, a little bit would be an understatement. It's down, at least NVIDIA here is down 19% in the past 5 days, which is absurd. Now, this is apparently in reaction to the release of the DeepSeek R1 model, this open source Chinese LLM that goes toe-to-toe with OpenAI's O1. I actually covered it last week, so the market was pretty late to this in my estimation. But regardless, DeepSeek R1 is kind of a win for everybody here. Fully open source with a great research paper replicating what OpenAI did for less money. And the model also runs at a far lower cost. But somehow, to the market, this equated that people are going to buy less GPUs to train new AI, and this also somehow equated that American AI technology or American technology dominance is gone forever. I really don't get it. Let's take a look at the comments from Dr. Jim Fan here. He does work for NVIDIA, so obviously maybe a little bit of bias here, but he's a senior researcher, really smart guy. An obvious "we are so back" moment in the AI circle somehow turned into "it's so over" in the mainstream. First up, unbelievable short-sightedness. I mean, I totally agree with this. DeepSeek R1 is open source. American companies absolutely will and already are benefiting from it. Not to mention that DeepSeek R1, which is causing all of these issues, is also a thinking model. So thinking models cost a lot of inference compute. We've already spent the compute to train DeepSeek R1, but now to run it, we actually need more compute, more inferencing time compute, because it's a thinking chain of thought model meant to replicate O1. I don't understand how that somehow equates to the fact that we need to get less GPUs. More people are using AI, so we need less GPUs. Does not make sense to me. The power of O1 in the palm of every coder's hand to study, explore, and iterate upon. Yep, there it is again. R1 is only going to benefit and lead people to build more things. Ideas compounding. The rate of compounding accelerates faster with open source, absolutely true. The AI space has handedly seen that for years now. We as one humanity are marching towards universal AGI much sooner, which is going to cost a ton of compute. People obviously making fun of the crash here, saying, oh, as cars got more mileage per unit of energy, the world bought less cars. Obviously, that's not what happened. Anyways, Jim Fan is not alone in this opinion. It was pretty much the general consensus of a lot of people that are deep inside of the AI circle that this is super short-sighted. The market reacted this way, and it just kind of felt dramatic. I'm sure things are going to pick up in the future. From a marketing perspective, I don't see how DeepSeek R1 is somehow a bad thing, at least in the long term. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole DeepSeek R1 market tanking situation earlier this week. But in other news, DeepSeek kept publishing this week. They kept shipping. They dropped Janus 7B, which is MIT licensed. Again, open source. It's a multimodal LLM capable of generating images and intaking them, which is pretty good. It's also very light at only 7B, so it can run locally on a lot of machines. Much more, by the way, very soon on this channel in regards to local AI. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this by now, but NVIDIA graciously sent me an RTX 5090 to mess around locally with tons of different AI. It's not sponsored or anything like that. I still don't know if I'm going to do a broader review on the GPU or if I just want to show off what it can do locally with AI, because it's stunning. 32 gigabytes of VRAM is a ton. Anyways, be on the lookout because videos coming very soon on local AI. With DeepSeek R1 being so much cheaper than OpenAI's O1, which you need to at least pay the $20 subscription to use right now, even though O3 is on the horizon, OpenAI's next model, I think OpenAI and Sam Altman, the CEO specifically, was feeling a little bit of pressure with all of this DeepSeek success and even more ships after Monday. So Sam put a statement out saying DeepSeek R1 is an impressive model, particularly around what they're able to deliver for the price. Yeah, price to performance. We will obviously deliver much better models, and also it's legit invigorating to have a new competitor come at OpenAI, considering Anthropic has kind of been slacking lately. Anthropic, where are you? What's going on? We will pull up some releases. He goes on to say, mostly we are excited to continue to execute on our research roadmap and believe more compute is more important now than ever before to succeed at their mission. And I would absolutely agree. We need more compute for more AI. AI, at this point in time, kind of seems like the next technological revolution for humanity. The world is going to want to use a lot of AI and really be amazed by the next generation of models coming. Looking forward to bringing you all AGI and beyond. Overall, though, I really think this tweet is showing that DeepSeek R1 is putting the pressure on, and I think pressure makes diamonds. Competition is good for everybody. It's great for the consumer. We're going to have cheaper models that are better because everyone's battling out to have the best and win over the consumer at the end of the day. So, well, this whole DeepSeek R1 situation, on the surface, it seems like a bad thing, especially with how the market reacted. I really think that overall, this is going to be great for everybody at the end of the day, long term. Before we take a look at some other AI news, today's video does indeed have a sponsor, but don't click off, guys. I can already see you trying to skip past it. This one fits perfectly in today's AI news roundup, and I would definitely be covering it as AI news if they didn't sponsor the video anyways. I also plan to do a full video on this one releasing very soon, so take a look, guys. I think you're gonna like this one. Today's video is brought to you by Riffusion. This is a brand new AI music generation website, and while it's in beta, users can make unlimited generations for completely free. And that's not all. They have plenty of features and are very competitive in terms of audio generation quality. Take a listen to some of these samples from the Riffusion community.
Swap as home, morning routine, what I see, business D, tiny bubbles rise, like alibis, straight device, paradise, watch you swim by day, but where do you go? When the phone rings twice and the water flows, something fishy in my apartment, can't explain what I'm feeling. Every morning there's a meaning, and my best so I'm leaving. Time reveals my truth inside. Oh, our flows with grace divine. Oh.
Yeah, I'm different now, watch how I move. Big deals and looks like I got something to prove. Your whole block feel it when I pass through. Yeah, I'm falling from the sky, that's nothing new. Bank account growing, they can't understand. Private jet status, different type of man. Tokyo know me, they all understand. When I touch down, better know who I am. You was take a while, made these plays. International money, different kind of wave. Got them showing respect in different ways. When I pull them, feel the ground raise.
Yeah, I know. Pretty darn good, right? That is up there with the state-of-the-art music generation we hear from other websites. But they've also got a few other tricks up their sleeve. First of all, they have a personalization feature that actually learns the preference, the musical preference of the user generating, and can actually help them establish their own sound. And this can be turned on or off. They also have more advanced features like multi-sound prompts, where you can actually indicate how strongly each sound is going to affect the end result. This gives you a unique and creative way to control the way your songs sound, and is a new feature I haven't seen on any other platform. They also have sliders that you would expect, such as lyric strength, but also new ones like song weirdness, allowing you to dictate how experimental you want your song to sound at the end of the day. Not to mention a bunch of other features like the ability to share your songs in the community, a lyric generator, and more. This beta is pretty awesome, and I think they've come out swinging against the competition. It is super competitive, so if you want to try it for free in beta, check the link down in the description below. And also be on the lookout because I'm definitely going to have to cover this in a full review. But anyways, folks, back to your regularly scheduled content. Welcome back, everybody. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm doing a full video on Riffusion's Fuzz, their brand new AI music generation model. For now, as I just said, it is free as long as their GPUs survive. I actually did a tweet about it, talking about some of the other things going on in the music space and what we can expect for the future of AI music during this year. To be honest, the AI music niche in 2024 didn't have all that much competition in total in comparison to other AI niches and markets, but in my opinion, this is all going to change this year. First up, 11 Labs, which is a leading AI audio company. They do great sound effects, great AI voices, among other things, including real-time voice agents. They showed some demos off in late 2024 that were really promising for their AI music model. It sounded really, really good, and while the demos I'm sure were cherry-picked, 11 Labs has a fantastic track record at releasing high-quality audio models. They really wait for things to finish baking before releasing them. Next up, we obviously just saw the release of Riffusion Fuzz, a brand new AI music competitor, and the beta is completely free. If you want to use something like Udio or Suno AI music, you're going to actually have to pay for the monthly plan. I think they do have some limited free capabilities as well, though. And finally, we have brand new open source models, such as YUE. It's a full song music generation model, and it's open source, and of course, Chinese.
In the quiet of the evening, shadows start to fall. Whispers of the night theme echo through the hall.
So yeah, there's a little taste of what this open source music generator sounds like. It's not as great as the closed source stuff, obviously, but this is fully open source, completely free, can probably be run locally on a lot of machines, and is definitely going to influence the AI music generation space as a whole. So buckle up, folks. I think that 2025 is going to be a huge year for AI music. Lots of new competition, lots of great models, so get excited. All right, guys, let's talk more about OpenAI and upcoming releases such as O3 Mini. Again, this is the next step, the next generation of the O series models. Remember OpenAI's O1 thinking model that people have access to with ChatGPT Plus and Pro, and then of course the DeepSeek R1 competitor that started everything, all that drama we talked about earlier in the video. Anyways, O3 Mini looks like it's actually going to be a lot better than expected. Chubby, a fantastic account by the way for keeping up with AI news, shows off some tweets from OpenAI employees who seem to be very excited for the release of O3 Mini. Dylan Hun here says O3 Mini is so good, exceptional intelligence and blazing speed. I haven't been this excited for a model since GPT-4, which says a lot. GPT-4 was a huge release and a massive step up from GPT-3. He really says it's worth the hype. Victor here in the comments thinks that he may be right. GPT-O3 and O3 Mini might be the models that perfectly merge what we love about GPT-4 Omni and the GPT-O1 series, but seamlessly together. And to be honest, after using ChatGPT for O and O1, I kind of want the best of both worlds. I understand what Victor is talking about here because O1 right now doesn't have access to a lot of the capabilities such as voice or the ability to search the web. There's a lot of different use cases and different features that are available on certain models and then not available in other ones. Combining them together in a much more fast and intelligent model overall is definitely going to be something we all want. Now guys, there's also a ton of rumors floating around that O3 Mini is going to be released today. In fact, it might actually be released right now. These rumors are definitely not unfounded. OpenAI is most certainly gearing up to release O3 Mini, especially after all of this DeepSeek R1 stuff. So I would expect it either this week or next week, and if you want to know if it has released, I will definitely drop a link down in a pinned comment below, so be on the lookout for that if O3 Mini does release, and I'll be doing a fuller, deeper video on O3 Mini pretty soon if that's the case. Anyways, in other OpenAI related news, it appears that GPT-4 Omni was also upgraded by OpenAI, and from Mark's initial testing here, the model shows a pretty substantial improvement in image recognition. Not just a subtle upgrade, the model can understand fine details in images a little bit better, including faces. Here are some patch notes if you guys want to take a closer look. You can pause to read these, but it definitely mentions better image understanding, smarter overall, uses more emojis for some reason. Again, in my mind, this is a reaction from the immense pressure that R1 has seemingly put on everybody. Keep shipping, keep updating. I like to see it. Good work, OpenAI. All right, this next piece isn't necessarily news. I just came across it and thought it was so cool I had to share it with you guys. Edwin here asked O1 to help him code the Wii menu, and it built a React app that renders in the ChatGPT canvas. This is a new feature from about a week ago, I think. I did mention it briefly in a recent AI News Roundup, but yeah, it can display your code. It can actually build an app right in the ChatGPT canvas interface. Edwin here fed it a screenshot, and it basically one-shotted, according to Edwin, the basic layout of the Wii menu, the classic Wii menu, even the striped background. He then kept prompting it to add animations and more features, and what he was left with was pretty impressive. So again, I just had to share this. I think a lot of people are starting to forget how far along large language models have gotten to the fact where they can code something this good. I mean, it is a pretty decent Wii menu clone. It opens up, the weather app, for example. You can go back to the Wii menu, scrolling text just like you see from the classic Wii. Clicking on the disc channel, we've got the rotating spinning discs. I mean, that just gives me literal nostalgia from this recreation alone. But yeah, that's super cool. It's just a great example of how powerful large language models have gotten. Keep in mind, DeepSeek R1 is competitive with GPT-O1, and apparently O3 Mini is going to be even better while also being cheaper and faster. It's just crazy, all right? AI is booming. We've got even more OpenAI news. Recently, we saw OpenAI Dev Day. They introduced the real-time voice API finally, and they have a nice demo of an interactive solar system that you can actually navigate with your voice. And they've actually open sourced something for once. They open sourced this little demo to show you how you can use the real-time API to build an interactive solar system demo. So I guess good job OpenAI for finally open sourcing something. I just wish it was actually an AI model and not just a project. But I'll show you the demo because it's pretty cool. The technology that is powering this OpenAI real-time voice is pretty exclusive. Not a lot of other AI companies have produced something quite like this. It's natively multimodal. So this is going to be a cool demo.
I'm curious about Earth.
Sure thing. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and the only one known to support life. It's packed with diverse ecosystems, abundant water, and a protective atmosphere that shields us from harmful solar radiation.
We are on Earth.
Do you want to know
right
more
now.
about Earth's characteristics?
Well, I see that there's actually a lot of water there. So can you tell me how much land is there versus water?
Absolutely. Approximately 71% of Earth's surface is covered by water, while the remaining 29% is land. Our blue marble truly lives up to its name. Let me show you this on a pie chart. Here's the breakdown of Earth's surface.
Okay, great, thank you. I actually have a question about Mars now.
Mars, the red planet. What would you like to know?
So I heard there was a lot of volcanoes there. Can you tell me which one is the biggest?
Absolutely, the biggest volcano on Mars and in the entire solar system is Olympus Mons. It's about 13.6 miles, nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest.
Let's see if it'll pull up
Would you
another
like
chart.
more information on Olympus Mons?
Yeah, can you tell me what are the 3 biggest volcanoes and show me their heights?
Certainly. The 3 biggest volcanoes on Mars are 1. Olympus Mons, 2.
that's pretty
Asclepius
cool.
Mons, 3. Arcia Mons, around 11.2 miles.
So yeah, pretty cool demo. They're open sourcing this, so if you want to build something similar, check that out. Everything's linked down below, of course. I do want to make a quick comment. I don't think this UI is exactly dynamic, but I think you will see LLM-powered dynamic UI crop up a lot more pretty soon. Things such as this, where I can, kind of Jarvis, tell me, what are the deepest oceans on Earth, and then give me a comparison of all their depths in a chart, and it will generate all of that in real time for you with its own custom UI. That's something I think you're going to start seeing a lot more because LLMs are getting very fast and very powerful. Next up, guys, finally, we're moving out of the OpenAI news. The United States Copyright Office declared on Wednesday, so that was yesterday, that the use of AI tools to assist in the creative process does not undermine the copyright of a work, and that's a really big deal. This announcement clears the way for continued adoption of AI in post-production, where it has become increasingly common. And they provide a little bit of an example. I guess the Hungarian language dialogue in the Brutalist movie. They're talking more about, big name movie studios, but really, this is actually better for smaller folks who are really going to use AI technology to produce creative works, the likes that I think the world has never seen before. New creative ideas from people who don't have necessarily a ton of money, but AI tools are going to break down those barriers, so you don't need a ton of money to produce something that is amazing. Check out my latest video for updates in regards to AI video. Some really cool stuff recently on that. This is a 41-page report, and the Copyright Office also reiterated that human authorship is essential to copyright, and that merely entering text prompts into an AI system is not enough to claim authorship of the resulting output. So I agree, honestly, with all of this. When AI imagery started to first become a big deal, there was a lot of talk about this, but this kind of cements everything in stone, and I really do agree with the US Copyright Office in regards to this final decision. Next up, I've been wanting to talk about this one for a while. It kind of flew under the radar, but Netflix actually dropped some AI research. This one also has code inference, but this is cut and drag, go with the flow. It's basically an AI animator, and it sounds exactly as it is, where you can actually cut and then move parts of the image around, and then it will generate a video animating wherever you dragged that piece around. Kind of hard to explain it, but I think this video shows it off quite well. Obviously, we start here. You cut this piece of the duck out and we move it down and then up and then back to the side and then back to the center. And the Netflix AI go with the flow here animates it pretty well. There's still some morphing, but it's definitely very good at adhering to the movements we specified with the cut and drag. Let's take a look. This is actually a better little demo video that should explain it pretty well and show off some more cool examples.
We present Go with the Flow, a method for controlling motion in video diffusion models that uses warped noise. Let's illustrate our method with an example. Let's say we want to make the cat walk down the tree. First, select the thing we want to move, which is the cat, and then define a trajectory, which in this case is translated downwards and rotates counterclockwise. From that trajectory, the final output of our model is the cat walking down the tree.
Kind of. Obviously, the cat is growing extra legs here. More work to do in this regard. This is just a research paper after all, but it definitely moves in the correct direction, which is cool. They're doing this with warped noise, which is really interesting. You can see the crude animation versus the warped noise and how that actually translates in the output video to a smooth generation. Obviously, each image or each frame is generated from noise using diffusion. So there's definitely more to get into. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into the research paper, that's going to be linked down below. For now, we're going to move on. We've got another open source large language model here that surpasses the performance, apparently, of DeepSeek v3. And don't be confused, DeepSeek v3 is different than DeepSeek R1. It's not as good, but this massive 405 billion parameter model in Allen AI's circumstance here demonstrates that their recipe from verifiable reward learning scales all the way up to a 405 billion parameter size with performance that is about on par with GPT-4 Omni and surpasses prior open weight training models. The reason I included this is not necessarily that it's a huge game-breaking AI release, but the fact of the matter is that open source AI is absolutely booming right now. We're seeing a ton of great open source releases with all kinds of different research like verifiable reward learning, and the fact that this method they developed does scale up. So there's so much research going on. I mean, I think that's really the point that I'm trying to get at. There's so much research into all these different methods to improve these AI models, and a ton of it is going to be coming out as open source with research papers and weights. It's really the boom of a new revolution, guys. It really is. Finally, for the last news piece of today, Alibaba have quietly included video generation in their recent release of Qwen 2.5. Apparently, the video generation is pretty good. Tom Likes Robots gives us a couple of examples to take a peek at. So, new video generator, let's have a look. First generation here appears to be pretty good. This also looks like it is 1080p. I don't think Twitter compression is doing us any favors though, but you know, obviously she's got a light and she holds up her phone to take a picture. The light does mysteriously start floating when she lifts her other hand to pose for the photo, but we've got great recreation of physical body parts such as the hand, the face, slight dangling of the jewelry as she moves her head. It's all pretty crystal clear and really nice. We've also got a really nice stable video of an elephant in a river who is drinking water with his trunk. It appears he's filling his trunk up and then trying to drink all that water. So impressive. A lot of the details here, the finer details on the skin, are really nice and consistent as the elephant rotates his head, and the background here is also really rock solid, coming really close to a very true-to-life looking video from this model. Does it beat Google Veo? Probably not, but I still like to see releases such as this. We've got another video here, a man painting with a palette here. He's just sort of doing some brush strokes. For some reason, he's using the canvas as the art palette itself. I don't know why. You're usually supposed to be painting on the canvas, but bro's just having a good time, all right? We can't take that from him. More interestingly, though, we've got some Mario Kart going on. It's literally a tiny little squirrel in some nice fall leaves here. He's got his acorn cart and he's rolling around driving that thing. So this is a really cool generation for the model. It shows that it does have some capability to do things you wouldn't typically see in the training data. I'm not quite sure if you can generate for free right now, but apparently if you visit chat.qwenlm.ai and switch to video generation, you can sign in with Google and start to use it. I might have to give this one a shot in a larger video. Let me know if you want to see that, and also let me know if you try this one out and like it. All right, I think that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, I've got more coming in the future. It's been super busy lately, I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm really trying to get this content out. Larger video coming on Riffusion. Lots of local AI stuff also coming with the RTX 5090. Really exciting. And more down the pipeline from then on out there. I mean, there's just so much going on. Good problems, though. Good problems. We like to be busy in the AI space. That means things are going well, despite what the market might say. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.